Charles Schwab Asset Management has just announced some breaking news on their ETF SCHD, which is the Schwab US Dividend Equity ETF. If you haven't heard about this fund before, they are quite popular for their history of increasing dividends every single year. There's two big headlines that have come to light, with the first being the recent announcement of the Q3 Dividend, which has been generously increased, as well as a 3-to-1 stock split for the ETF that will be happening on October 9th, 2024. So let's get right into it and start talking about the stock split. This year has been full of huge stock splits, with companies such as Nvidia, Chipotle, and now Schwab announcing that they will be doing their own. But why? These are usually done to lower the stock price if the company believes it is getting too high. Nothing changes fundamentally about the company, and their valuations and dividends will stay the same. What will happen is that there will be an increased number of shares for those of you who already own SCHD in your portfolio. Let's look at an example. The SCHD fund information has indicated that they will be doing a 3-to-1 split. Let's say you have 10 shares at the current market price of about $83. To figure out your new price and number of shares, this would get divided by 3. So at a rate of 83, your new price would be about $27.67. And now if you had 10 shares before, you will now have 30. If we look at the math, your total dollar value of your holding did not change in this process. So it's pretty important to remember that your shares will be increased, but your valuation will stay the same. Now this is usually a good thing for the company. If we look at some data provided by the Bank of America and Bloomberg, we can see that stocks tend to outperform the S&P 500 in 12 months after the announcement of a stock split. This is pretty big news for SCHD, since the stock split could be the start of a great rally. Now let's take a look at their dividend. SCHD has had an extremely strong history when we look at their dividends paid out. They've been extremely consistent in their payouts. Not only that, but each year they have made large increases in the dividend as well. And this year has been no different, as the annual dividend has been declared as 0.7545 in their Q3 dividend. This is a huge increase from last year's, as it was around 0.65, which represents a 15% increase. They're still on track to deliver an annual dividend of approximately 3.33% by the end of the year as well. The ex-dividend date for this ETF was September 25th, so any shares purchased before this date will be eligible for the distribution, which is paid out on September 30th. Now let's take a look at their holdings and the future outlook. If you didn't already know, SCHD holds a number of major companies, such as Home Depot, Chevron, BlackRock, and Coca-Cola, to name a few. Some of the sectors they're invested in are financials, healthcare, consumer staples, and more. SCHD is a fund that I'm going to be adding to my own portfolio in the coming months, as this would allow me to grow both my initial investment while still enjoying a strong dividend as they continue to demonstrate their ability to pay out. Now for me, I'm most interested in this fund due to the dividend growth. They have demonstrated their commitment to investors as they regularly pay out each quarter while simultaneously outperforming the previous year's dividend. I think that having a strong track record of this for an asset management firm can create a positive outlook for their future performance. If this keeps up, we could expect some more positive news in December when they deliver their Q4 dividend. This will be at a time when we are a few months into the stock split and we are getting ready for that next dividend payment. For my portfolio, I recently shared it and I did not have an SCHD holding. However, since this fund has been on the radar for me for many months and I'm a big fan of their recent activity, I plan on adding this into my portfolio on a regular basis. I'm hoping that their dividend will continue to grow while the fund's overall value continues as well. And with that, that marks everything I had to share on SCHD. If you have made it this far in the video, please like and subscribe for more financial related content and news.